Clever Device by Travis Forsyth, illustrated by William Kimber. Mary was a little bored as she walked down the wooden sidewalk to her job, a little tired of the work, of sitting cooped up all day like one of Mama's chickens. She liked horseback riding and running with her 3 brothers and telling stories to her little sisters at home. Papa was a minister and a trained doctor too, but his church sent him to little towns where the congregations were small and money hard to find. Mary was proud of having a job and earning something. At first she had thought her new job would be the best she could ever want. Her brothers and sisters and friends were green with envy when she told them she had been chosen to be the town switchboard operator. All she had to do was sit at a desk and connect the town's telephones when their owners wanted to speak to each other. For a while, answering the ringing bells in her best speaking voice had been fun. But there were only 5 telephones in town so far, and Mary didn't have much to do. It was getting to be summer, and the little switchboard room was stifling hot. Mary yawned. The switchboard was quiet. Only Mrs. Cullens was giving her list to the grocer. Mary opened up her O Hinty adventure story and started to read. The heroine was on a ship going around the Cape of Good Hope in stormy winter weather. But all Mary could think of was saddling up Honeycutt. A bell rang on her board. With a start, she looked up and saw it was the bell connecting her with the next town. "Hello, telephone company," she said in her most beautifully polite telephone voice. "Mary, is that you?" It was her friend Iris, who was the switchboard girl in the next town. "Oh, it's so hot," Mary started to complain. "I know, but never mind. You can't guess. An automobile is coming through our town, and it will go right on to yours after." "What?" Mary shrieked. Her father and brothers had been talking about automobiles for the last few months, so she knew what they were. "A neat new invention," her papa had said, "using some kind of engine to drive a little cart over the road with nothing pulling it. No horses of any kind." "When? Do you know what time?" Mary asked, very excited. "About noon. It should be through your town around noon," Iris said. "Got to go. Mrs. Cabot's is ringing." Iris rang off, and Mary immediately began making phone calls. This was important. She had to warn the whole town. By noon, everyone who could walk lined the streets. There were little kids, one of them her grimy little sister. Mary had found one of her brothers in the general store and told him to go home and tell Mama and Papa so her family wouldn't miss out on the sight. Shopkeepers had closed their businesses to watch the thing go by. The whole town was watching the twisty red clay road when the automobile appeared as a tiny black bump on the horizon. Covered with thick dirt and clay, it chugged slowly up the road on its wire wheels to where everyone was waiting. 2 men sat in the front seat and 2 women in the back. The townspeople stood quietly on the sidewalk, staring with their mouths open, as the people in the car drove slowly down the main street, pretending not to notice the crowd. The women in the back seat looked neither to the right nor to the left, but held on to their big picture hats with both hands, their faces hidden behind thick veils that were supposed to keep out the dirt. "But I wouldn't want to own one," her brother Travis said later at dinner. "No, there's nothing as beautiful as a good horse," Papa agreed. "The automobile is a very clever device. It took a lot of doing to think of such a thing, and then actually make it. We don't need to hurt Mr. Ford's feelings by telling him that we'll always prefer the horse." "And you did well to tell everyone, Mary," said Mama. "I don't imagine an automobile will ever be seen around here again."